It has been a minute since I've did predictions here. I still need to make sure I do a playlist of past prediction videos that I've did so that you guys can go back and look at them because there is a lot of good stuff in those predictions, some of which have not came true. Some predictions that I did not come to pass until maybe like a couple of years later. Okay, so I won't make those technically public on my channel, but I will make a playlist where you can go through those playlists and you can just watch those videos over again if you would like. Again, I am being random in terms of me uploading these predictions, but hey, I just felt like going ahead and doing it, so I just go with what I feel like. Hello, High Priestess. Happy New Year to you. Okay, thank you for always being here and commenting and letting me know that you're alive and well. I'm pretty sure some more people will come in eventually. If not, people can just watch the replay. Okay, because I will keep this up. I don't know if it's going to be for who knows. Okay, but either way, so I have quite a bit of predictions to get through, as you guys know, my handy dandy notebook. Okay, so I've written down predictions for this upcoming year. Now, before we get into the predictions, as I've talked about before, about next year is going into a 7-year. Now, this is just my opinion. Okay, some people have different ways of viewing numerology and numbers and etc. But for me, the number 7 is tied to the moon. Now, I've seen some people say it's tied to Neptune, and I don't know, something else. I can't remember, but I'm going with, the moon. I'm also going with the Chariot card. See, the thing is with the Chariot card, whenever we break it down, which I have a book about this where I'll have to get more in depth about the Chariot card, but it won't be today. But the Chariot card, a lot of people may not realize it's a card, it's an energy where it's more so about you. It's not necessarily about everybody else. Okay, it is a card that literally is meant for your own benefit, which would be crazy, I guess, in a way, if you think about the Chariot is tied to Cancer. Cancer is fourth house, it's homey and stuff like that. However, that is, to me, that is one of those cards in the major arcana where it's like you're pretty much doing this because this is something that you want to do. It doesn't really matter who gets hurt in the process. Okay. Hey, Karina, welcome. I'm glad you're able to catch one of these. Okay. I know some of you can't really catch whenever I do my midday streams. Okay. I apologize about that, but I try to do it whenever I'm not being bothered by children. So that's why I do it during midday. But hello, Karina. Welcome in. Happy New Year to everybody. Goldie, sorry, I ignored you. Hello, Goldie. Welcome on in. Okay. But anyway, like I said, so we can say next year for, like, this year was lovers, energy, choices, options. Okay. I actually wrote down in my book that I would probably, last year. Shoot, I'm already still stuck in 2022. I wrote in my book that 2022 to me was like the year of the hustler, because think about the time period that we came out of into 2022, right off of COVID. Okay, things starting to open back up. So it's like a go, 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 go type of energy. But now that we're going into 2023, which is a 7 type of energy, which, like I said, is tied to the energy of the Chariot, there's going to be a lot of selfishness going on, to be honest. I would probably say maybe it's like self-inflicted wounds. Maybe we could use that as possibly somewhat of like a theme, because the Chariot is also trying to find its way. It's like the middle of the pack, the middle of the road in a way when it pertains to major arcana. I mean, it's not directly in the middle, but you get the point. You're on your way. But just based off of my studying and what I've learned about the Chariot is one of those cards where it's very difficult to transform out of the Chariot energy. And that's just based off of what I've seen some terrorists who were, alive way before I did, their perception of it was like, it's very hard for people to move past the Chariot, because think about it, it's hard for people to be about anything else other than themselves. Hence why the Chariot is very spiritual in nature. It's spiritual lessons, it's spiritual journeys. So there will be a lot of that going on in the year 2023, or this year. I'm not saying this is going to be everybody's story, but we're talking about the world. The world is somehow trying to find a way to move beyond it just being about my little section of the world, or my little section of the world, or just about this country, just about that country. But that's going to be hard to do in the type of society and the type of, energy that we're in. Okay, so like I said, this will be like a moon year. And I've said it before. You can look at where your moon placement is at. If you guys have been paying attention to me talk about degrees, you can also pay attention to degrees as well. Houses are important, yes, but to be more so on the basic, just pay attention to the sign and pay attention to the degree. I have all those resources on my website, people. You can go comb through it if you want to. It's all free. I'm going to be adding the astrology book that I'm actually reading right now. That is a really good read. Difficult, but it's really good. I have the PDF copy of that. Again, if I find it and it's free, why the hell would I not give it to you guys for free? Okay, you can have it. You can print it off. You can save it to your phone if you're able to. And you can read it. We'll learn together. We'll read along together. Okay. So it will be, I would say it would be interesting. It's like a spiritual reset in a manner, but some of you think about whenever you were going through spiritual awakenings or spiritual transformations, think about how rough that was, probably mentally and emotionally. It's not easy when you're going through a 7 type of energy, because it's trying to force you to possibly be maybe more so about, others, maybe yourself, or however you want to see it. Okay. So it ain't no fear mongering over here. We're just talking like realistic people talk. Okay. But if you're in the United States has an Aquarius moon, which in a kind of a way, the moon isn't really super comfortable in Aquarius. And we know Aquarius is about what? The internet. Aquarius is also about musicians. Aquarius is also about inventors. In my astrology book, I actually just read it. I just learned they were saying that if you want a good invention, if you want to actually find the next inventor, you want to find the next, who knows, Albert Einstein or whomever, strong Uranus placements, strong Uranus aspects, which I was shocked because I would think maybe Neptune. But I also learned in that book that heavy Neptune or strong Neptune influence in a chart can show up as someone who doesn't really care about money. It's more so about the spiritual elevation for them. But at the same time, it can kind of be like a very difficult path to endure. If I've said it before. Some of you guys, you've actually talked, I've talked to you about it on the phone where I've said, some of you have been like, you just don't charge enough. But me, I don't feel right charging an astronomical amount. Lo and behold, the other day when I read that and I looked at my chart, I'm like, well, that freaking makes sense. Okay. My 10th house lord is the moon. My ascendant is on a Pisces degree. My Neptune is hitting a lot of freaking planets. So I'm like, that kind of makes sense, where I just really don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't really care. Okay. So that's just fun fact for you guys. And again, you can read about that later. Hey, Lisa, welcome on in to everybody watching. Those of you that are sitting in the shadows, I don't know why you guys do that. You don't knowledge, but those of you sitting in the shadows, hello. Okay. We see you out there. So, some big things, I said some meanings, I would say tied to the number 7, or things that we could possibly see play out next year with it kind of being tied to the Chariot. There's going to be a lot of I feel this, I feel that. Okay. Maybe even some issues when it pertains to actually being vulnerable. Okay. So we can maybe next year, or this year, I keep saying next year, maybe this year is going to be a year where people have to learn how to be vulnerable, which is a very uncomfortable thing to do, especially if you want to have a relationship. You're gonna have to give something. Okay, you just can't be cold as ice. Okay, hey Paradoxal, welcome on in. But anyway, so I actually wrote this down a long time ago. Careers tied to the chariot: flight attendants, pilots, travel agents, logistics, quality control, etc. So those may be careers that people may be interested in, but who knows if they're going to take off or not. We don't know yet. It's just January 1. Okay, but some themes: ready for change, being on the go, competitive, shockingly, okay? Shockingly, the Chariot is a very competitive card, which I never really thought about that until I studied it more. And I'm just like, okay, it kind of makes sense. And that also goes along with me saying this year, you may see a lot of energy of it being more so about just fulfilling one's own desires as opposed to seeing how it's going to affect other people around you. Okay. I wouldn't even be surprised if family units may fall apart because of what I just said. People don't want to stick around and just be like playing second fiddle because you just only want to care about yourself and you don't care how it affects us. You don't care how your actions affect me. Could even be the same thing when it possibly pertains to children. Children older may separate themselves possibly from their parents this year, maybe now more than ever, because you just, I would say the veil is thinning, and that may not necessarily be the right word, or I would just say reality is going to be, eyes are going to have to be more open, I feel like this year, especially when it pertains to probably family, big thing, family, mother, daughter relationship, father, daughter, father, son, whatever the dynamic could be, things are going to start to open. And if you've been making excuses for them this year, you may be like, I just don't want to make excuses anymore. So there could be some sadness, maybe a little bit pertaining to around the family unit. The same thing can go even for those that may possibly be married, or in long-term relationships. Something's got to give. Somebody's not trying to be about the family, that is possibly going to break in some sort of manner this year. So like I said, we're just going to have to see. Changes of residence, relocation could be a theme as well. Perseverance, not trying to be tied down. With Moon, with Cancer being a feminine energy, I talked about it maybe midway through last year, that a lot of women are probably going to be breaking out of this traditional mindset. And you may even see women from super traditional backgrounds breaking that mold and like, what? I don't care if I grew up in a Muslim household. I don't care if I grew up in who knows, was it Church of Latter-day Saints or Amish, whatever. I just don't want to be a part of this anymore. So hence why I said I see family units kind of like breaking. I guess maybe monarchies may fall, or matriarchies, however you want to label it, may fall in some sort of a manner, there could be, there may possibly be major changes ahead. Maybe Cancerian people, we'll have to see, or maybe for Taurus people, or who knows, maybe Libra. I mean, I didn't get the signs, but these, there's a possibility. It could be major changes for anybody. Okay. And another big theme, I would say, with Chariot 7 energy, the need to prepare. And I actually wrote this down in my notes that I'll get to in a second. I said one of the themes for this year, I was seeing it as kind of like stagnation. But when you hear stagnation, it shouldn't be a thing where you're just like, I'm about to shut down. No, don't shut down on me just because I say stagnation. Stagnation is not going to be bad, I feel like, when it pertains to this year, because a part of the Chariot energy is the need to prepare. So your stagnation or things being halted or possibly things being delayed is not a thing for you to freak out. It's for you to start to think, how can I become more prepared? So whenever this thing comes through, I'm ready. No stone will be unturned. I won't be hit with anything, I won't be blindsided by anything. Okay. So that's another thing. Changes will be coming forth, but it's still possibly delayed. Stagnation could be a part of this. I know as soon as people hear stagnation, you would think they're about to roll over and croak. Get over it. Everything's not going to happen on your time. That's just not how this works. Okay. But anyway, as long as you focus on the fact that, okay, just because it's delayed right now doesn't mean I'm not going to get it. I just have to make sure that I'm on my P's and my Q's and dotting my I's. So whenever they actually come through and give me that, oh, I'm going to be the most prepared person in the room. Okay. I would say think of it that way. All right. And another thing as well, change of plans. You see what I just said there? Okay. I led you into that because remember I said, just because something is delayed doesn't mean you're not necessarily going to get it. Now you may get something in a different shape, form, or fashion, but it could be just as good or it could possibly be better. So if things are delayed, you don't have the time to be hanging your head. You have to step out of that and be like, okay, how can I make this work in my favor? Okay. Anyway, so self-love, self-care could be a big thing this year as well. Another thing, a relationship can thrive if one person is being too codependent on the other person to make them happy, since self-love and self-care. So like I said, spiritual lesson, spiritual journey, that's what we're looking at when it pertains to this year. So now that we got that out of the way, predictions. Yes, here are my themes, but this is just me, okay? Based off what I got. Things for 2023, stagnation, trying to look pretty, but making dumb decisions. Some of you guys know exactly what I mean by that, okay? Death is uncomfortable. Not saying literal death, okay? But we're talking about like a metaphysical death, okay? Or death of a self, death of ego, pretty much is whenever I say metaphysical death, you're pretty much going through a death within yourself. You're getting rid of the old, realizing it doesn't work, or you're being forced to realize that because what you're doing just is not going to cut it anymore. Okay. Changes. So a lot of people may go through changes this year, but it's not a bad thing. I mean, unfortunately, some people could change for the worse, but the point of this year is you're supposed to be changing for the better. Here's why I said before, based off of my research, a lot of terrorists in the past were saying a lot of people don't make it out of a 7-year, or a lot of people don't make it outside of the chariot, because it's a really tough thing to make it away from. Okay. Because it literally is the death of self. You're literally having to shed old skin. A lot of people don't want to do that. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. I know you've heard that before. Okay. Can't lead a horse to the water and make it drink. It's going to do what it wants to do. So that's kind of like the thing we got here. Okay. So predictions, like I said, we got about 4 pages to go through. I think 4 or 5, and then I'll take questions like I normally do. Okay. So I don't know what this is in relation to, but I got canker sores, and honestly, is that your mouth? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, canker sores. Let me get my other pen so I can jot down notes as I go. Canker sores, hand, foot, mouth disease. And by the way, guys, I normally in the videos that I release early, like the weekly horoscopes, I do say predictions in those videos. Okay. For those of you that actually pay attention, I really do. Even some of you guys' personal videos, I drop predictions in there, not trying to, rain on your parade or get in the middle of your reading, but I just got to say it. Like it got to get out somewhere. Okay. So yes, a lot of predictions I actually have been saying in like individual videos, zodiac signs and stuff like that. So whenever I post the weekly horoscopes, whether you see them early or later, please make sure you pay attention, because I normally do drop something in there somewhere in some sign. Okay. Anyway, so this is like a weird one. So I don't even know if this is actually a thing, but I got Operation Rico. So we may have another Rico case coming up this year, possibly when it maybe pertains to rappers, or unless there's an actual operation named Rico from the government. And I don't know. It's, unless it's named something else. Okay. But yes. So that could be coming up this year. Now, I don't know when. I just wrote it down. Okay, I had to put a star by that because we're just kind of watch out for that. Okay. Oddly enough, whenever I was about to do predictions, I actually heard something about Donna Summers. And honestly, I don't know what song she sings. I don't know. But possibly a documentary or something that they could be doing when it pertains to Donna Summers. And I know my black ass family is probably going to tear me up if I be like, hey, who's Donna Summers? Or I know who she is. Or like, tell me about Donna Summers. They're gonna be like, what? Yeah, okay. So, let's just keep that between us because I don't know. I don't know what song she sings or anything. But yes, something about that is coming through. So we'll just have to see about that. Okay. So inflation, I talked about this last year, I think a couple months ago. Inflation is going up, man. I'm getting like a 6% increase, or a total, it could be at 6%. I'm going to put an asterisk by that one because we're just going to have to look at that one too. Okay. So this one is, I guess, interesting because I don't live in the UK, or I'm not in a country that's a part, or a nation that's part of the EU, but some sort of system. Oh Lord, whoops, I didn't mean to click that. Some sort of system that is important to the European Union crashes. But remember, I said Aquarius is like tech, it's the internet. So coming into this year, it'll be interesting to see cybersecurity. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to say. If you're like in cybersecurity or something like that, when it pertains to like technology, that may possibly be like a good field for you maybe to start getting into this year, because there's going to be issues with the internet and they're going to need more cybersecurity, or I guess security analysts or cyber analysts, however you want to call it. So yes, I just thought about that as soon as I said that. So let me put that down. Okay. So the tech field, or the tech, I guess, umbrella that you may want to go into for this year, cybersecurity. Okay. I mean, probably already lucrative, but I think it's going to be even more because we have probably system crashing and something going on with the internet that is, needs to be fixed, handled. Okay. But I think I talked about that in, there it is. Thank you. How did I not know that? Thank you, Karina. How did I not know that? I should know that. I should know that, but I didn't know. But anyway, so yeah, I think a couple of you are in tech from my memory. Anyway, oh yeah, I talked about that in an Elon video that I did on Twitter. So if you want to go back, I actually did talk about that. I said some. See, I'm ashamed. I should know this stuff. Okay. Donna Summer. Okay. Summer, not Summer. Okay. Got it. No S. Okay. You see what I'm saying? I should be ashamed. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, Sharon and Karina. Okay. I talked about the whole, what is it? What did I say in the Elon video? Cybersecurity or being hacked. Yes. I talked about that in the Elon video a couple months back. So if you want to go back and watch that, I actually did make mention of that in the Elon video. So yes. Here's another one. Bodies found in a freezer. I don't know where this is going to happen, people, but this is obviously going to be a big story. Okay. I mean, stories happen all over all the time, but this one particularly came through. So woof. I'm not going to put an asterisk by that and be like, oh, we're going to have to see because I don't know about that. Okay, Falcon Jet, I don't know. Okay, it came up. But remember, I just talked about how with the Chariot card, flight attendants, pilots. Okay, so we'll have to see about that. I should have pulled some cards on that, but I just didn't. I just went with whatever was coming up. Okay, so something happening at a baseball facility or a stadium. It didn't really seem like good news, to be honest. Okay. It didn't. So I don't know. It feels more so like a summertime thing where this may transpire, but we'll have to see. I'm going to put summertime right here because I don't know. Okay. So a venture capitalist, I actually put venture capitalist death. And somehow this person, they may have did work for the Clintons, or they may have possibly did work for Biden's or Biden administration. Okay, I don't know how far back or how old this person would be, but we'll just have to see. Okay. More testing. Okay, because I picked up something tied to like a cotton swab. But it could be another illness, a disease, or something like that coming through. Or there may be some changes possibly when it pertains to drug testing or the way companies do drug testing. That may get more difficult than what it already is. Okay. So we'll have to see on that one too. Now, this one was weirdly interesting, but this could just totally be baloney. Something tied to the woolly mammoth, which I know, something tied to the woolly mammoth, but it's like they're trying to do something with his DNA or trying to figure out something when it pertains to his DNA when it comes to like the present or the modern world. I have no idea what they're going to try to do with that, which would be really weird, but I'm not going to put anything past anybody. Okay. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Tarot Detective. So we'll see. That woolly mammoth one kind of threw me for a loop because I really have been thinking all day, like, what could they possibly try to figure out? What could they possibly try to do with this DNA? And probably won't even be able to do anything with this DNA because it's so freaking old. But I don't know, man. We'll just have to see. All right, so something about invoking peace. This almost feels like something tied to a war or somebody, some sort of country could possibly be coming through trying to invoke peace for something to be over. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the war in Ukraine. I'm not optimistic about that, but it could be something else. Okay, so peace treaty or something like that could possibly be coming through for this year. Or it could be further out, but I could be ahead of the curve, which does happen sometimes. Okay, I think I made a prediction about some sort of attack, like a terrorist attack in London. That probably was like 2 years ago. And I think it just happened like late last year, if I remember correctly. But they didn't really cover it on the like international news, which is weird because you would think that they would be talking about that more. But I saw the video on Twitter. So I was like, why isn't anybody covering this? Maybe they did. And maybe I missed it. But yeah, I remember them putting up a video says something about some sort of terrorist attack in London. Or maybe I'm dreaming. I feel like I saw that. Okay. All right. So another riot or possibly some sort of protest whenever it pertains to the Capitol. Now, I don't know what Capitol this could be. I'm not saying it's going to be the one from January the 6th. It could be a Capitol or something like that in a different country. Okay. But I did pick it up. So we'll have to see about that one as well. Okay. Now this could be a lie. Okay. It could be, but I heard Trump may get indicted on 3 counts. Now, I don't know if anything's going to happen to him if that is the case, but like I said, this could be total lie. Okay, so we're just going to put a double question mark down by that one because we can say this just may not happen at all. Okay. Now this one was interesting. An underwater prison, unless somebody's going to write a book about an underwater prison, or that may possibly be the next big story that an author or somebody may come up with, some sort of an underwater prison. And honestly, if somebody comes up with that story, I actually may read that book. I ain't gonna lie to you. I will probably read the whole thing cover to cover. Okay, so we'll see. Hopefully somebody is watching and they will make that happen to me. Okay. I don't know if Pet Cemetery already has a part 2 or like a chapter 2, but I actually picked that up. Pet Cemetery part 2, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, however many it is, but that's coming. Who wrote that? I don't know. Anyway, so I picked up something going on or something that could happen when it pertains to Evander Holyfield, which is a boxer. He's a boxer. Is he still alive? I think so. I don't know. I never check if these people are still alive or not, to be honest. I just, get the predictions and I move on. Okay, so I probably need to say alive or not, So let me see. Okay, so now this one. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Tarot Detective, maybe. Allegedly, I heard something could be coming out about him. Or maybe that's my assumption. Something could be coming up about him possibly in the future. Oh, no, not him, not him. It's the guy who took over DC, James Gunn. Too many James. That's the one where something may be coming out about that guy. Okay. Okay, thank you, Sharon. Woo. See, I don't thank you because I don't know. It's too many people in the world to remember if they're alive or not. No offense to him. Okay. But yes, so this one may be completely a lie as well. Okay. Jordan Peele arrest or someone close to him gets arrested. We're just going to put that in the file of that probably ain't going to happen because that would just be weird. He doesn't seem like the type, but who knows? Okay, I'm going to file that away and this may not happen. I'm literally writing that down. File away and this may not happen folder. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Hey, Jelly Belly. I haven't gotten to questions yet, so save your question until I get finished with these predictions. Dodie. You know what? I have not seen Black Adam. I have not seen it. I don't know. I think I fell asleep literally at the beginning, 3 minutes in, and I was a doozy on the pillow. So I'm gonna have to try to watch it. Okay. Anyway, so next page 2. All right. So I picked up some sort of plane crash over the mountains, and the mountain starts with the letter C or something tied to the letter C. It may be on the actual plane, or like I said, it may be the name of the mountain. But yes, I did pick up something about that, which is weird. I mean, speaking of aviation and stuff, this will be an interesting year when it pertains to aviation, period. Okay, very interesting year when it pertains to aviation. Because of, like I said, we're going into a 7-year chariot, normally represents vehicles, which I have something in there about vehicles in just a second, actually. I just need to write this down while I'm talking so I don't forget. Okay. All right. Some country or possibly a country where sightseeing is pretty popular, they may try to put some sort of ban or something in place when it pertains to sightseeing, but I'm not sure why. We'll have to see why, because I don't know, which would be kind of weird to ban that, especially if it's a big part of your like revenue, but we'll have to see. Could be Greece or something like that, now that I'm thinking about it. I'll write this down. Some of this stuff is just going to come as I talk. Okay, so issues with lights or light bulbs. Now, I don't know about that. Thomas Edison, huh? I don't know. We'll have to see. I wonder when is Thomas Edison's birthday? At the beginning of my spiel, I said, you know, they were saying top inventors or the people who really invent stuff that the world needs are very strong, have very strong Uranus in their chart. So I don't know about Thomas Edison. I haven't looked at him. But that'll be for later. Okay. So High Priestess, I'm not sure about New York. Okay, I'm not sure. Well, again, we'll be watching. Okay. Something about a German warship. I mean, it feels more like, would that be World War I or would that be World War II? One of those. Okay. But yeah, something about that is coming. I don't know if they're going to try to, I don't know, fix it. Would it be crazy? But speaking of warship, unless there's some sort of war coming that, you know, could involve Germany, I don't know. That would just sound crazy. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, he's an Aquarius, isn't he? Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. I'm going to have to look at his chart. Aquarius, co-ruler, Uranus. We'll have to see. We'll have to look at that later. Kraft, you know, the brand that makes macaroni and cheese. And what else do they make besides macaroni and cheese? Or just cheese? I don't think they make anything else, do they? Not that I know of. Anyway, something about them is going to be in the news. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see on that one as well. Okay. Now, Elizabeth Holmes. Now, I've only heard this name once, I think, when it pertains to that whole investor. I think she's getting prison time for like defrauding investors or something like that. I think if our memory is correct, this could be a lie. By the way, this may not be true, so we have to file this away in the folder. But she's going to be freed, so she may not do the time that she was sentenced to at all. She may not even do half or even a quarter. We'll have to see, okay? Because it did come up. All right, so next, Taraji P. Henson. She could lose a brother or someone that she sees as a brother. I hope not, but I just picked it up, okay? So, oh, I did not know that. See, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even remember how many. I think she got a significant amount of time, if I'm remembering correctly. If it's like 11 years or something like that. I don't know. I mean, if she does like none of that, that would be nuts. Considering I think she stole quite a bit of money from those people, but that would be crazy. But we'll just have to see. Anyway, so Iceland, which is weird because I don't think anything really comes out about Iceland. So something about Iceland is going to be in the news. I'll be looking to see. The transatlantic slave trade. Now, I don't know what could be possibly coming out pertaining to this, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait, people. I don't know what they're going to say about this. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if it's a movie or what. Oh, High Priestess. See, I learned something new every day. I had no idea. Thank you for that information. No clue. So we'll have to, I've never been to Iceland. And like I said, I don't really think anything goes on in Iceland. Not really. So that would be interesting. Unless, like High Priestess Tarot is saying, unless we got something else going on, this pole shifts type of stuff, something else could be coming from that. I don't know. But in my opinion, every time I bring up a country, it doesn't end up being good news, to be honest. I'd be wanting to be good news. But every time a country comes up in my predictions, it doesn't really end up being good news. Not most of the time. Okay. I will definitely Google it. Thank you. Because I have no idea that was even going on. So I'll be doing that. Earthquake. I got category 3, which from what I Googled is really not that major, but a category 3 earthquake, almost a hurricane. Category 3 earthquake happening somewhere. I wonder how, for some reason, it feels like Hawaii, but I could be wrong, unless this earthquake is possibly going to be worse than what I'm picking up. But we'll have to see. We're going to have to add Hawaii to the list. Something could possibly be going on in Hawaii. Maybe worse than what's going on now, if there is something going on now. I haven't been paying attention to the news if there is something going on in Hawaii. Okay, so Nepal. Oh, okay. Tarot detective. Thank you, Nepal. Okay, we'll add that to the list. See, a lot of you guys, I appreciate you guys, because some of you be filling in the blanks. Okay, so I appreciate that, because you know what I want to say, but it just don't be coming out. So I appreciate you. Or you just see it and I don't. That's fine. Okay. Hey Roberta, welcome on in. So, this could possibly not be true either. Young Miami, either she's gonna get pregnant or she's really gonna be trying for a baby. We'll have to see. Okay, I hope it's not I hope not. If you saw the reading I did on her, you understand why I'm like, no, that's probably not a good idea. Anyway, moving on. Those little cuties, those little oranges, they're like clementines or something like that. Something's going on with them, or unless oranges in general are going to make the news about something going on with them. I was picking up that they're spoiled, but it's like this very, very acidic taste, very sour, bitter taste. Like it something's not right with that. It's more than just it's spoiled. Like something's not right. Okay, so yeah, that was interesting. Oh, the Florida Keys. Something coming up with the Florida Keys, actually. I'll write that down. I don't know what, but we'll put it here. Um, Speaking of that, I think in one of you guys' zodiac readings, didn't I say something was gonna pop off? I think I already talked about that. Something popped off in Utah or something like that. Was it Utah? No, Idaho. One of those. I talked about that. And that's unfortunate. You know how long it took them to find that man that allegedly killed those 4 people? And they don't even, I don't even know if he is the right guy. I don't know. Weird. Anyway. Okay, so I picked up some sort of a disease, but this one seems similar to the Spanish flu. But the Spanish flu, that was like forever ago, wasn't it? I don't know what year, because my history is a little shoddy with years, but I don't remember what year Spanish flu was a thing. But yes, similar to Spanish flu. I don't know. They may say this is like a reincarnated Spanish flu or something like that. But yeah, another disease, which actually, the other day, the last 7 year that we had was 2014. So if you can back to 2014 and see how that year was for you, some of the themes may possibly be kind of similar, maybe. But in 2014, Ebola outbreak. Yeah. Okay. So we'll have to see about that, people. So I would just say thank you, Sharon. For 1918. Okay, thank you. I did not know that. See, I'm learning. I need to put that down here. 1918 Spanish flu. Okay, so it is weird. Okay, so airborne disease, I should say. If you guys have been looking at the news, China's getting worse with the vid, like really, really bad. I did not see that coming, or maybe I didn't even try to look at it, or maybe I didn't even try to get a prediction about that, but it's pretty bad. Now, next prediction. Okay, so this is gross, but I guess more people could be selling bodily fluid. Ugh. Like actually selling it to people for some reason that want to buy it, which is weird. Jelly Belly. Previous written predictions. Oh, you missed the beginning. Okay, sorry. I had a brain fart. You missed the beginning. I still have all those videos. You guys, even though my channel is like blank, I still have like over 2,000 videos in the vault. Okay, I still have that. You just can't see them publicly on the channel, but I do have them. So I didn't delete those. Come on, why did I delete that? I'm emotional, damn, but I ain't that emotional. So I still have them. I'm going to be creating a playlist after I get done with this. And even though it won't be technically public on my channel where you can scroll back through, you'll be able to go to the playlist and you'll be able to watch it. It'll just be unlisted. So you just have to go there. But I'll put all the predictions I did from pretty much the first year that I got on YouTube. I would just put them in a list and you guys can go back through and watch them. And I don't get rid of, I don't get rid of my books anyway. I still have, look, all this is predictions. I don't get rid of this. I still have it. Okay. And a couple other books as well. So I don't throw them away. I still have them. So if I have to go back through and type it out, that's fine because I have it. Okay. Or I can just scan it, I guess, on my phone and then put it in there. But anyway, so that whole selling bodily fluid thing, that's weird, but I guess whatever. Okay, Enrique Iglesias. I don't know what's going to happen with him, but he came up in the prediction, so we'll have to wait and see on that. This is unfortunate. Can't breathe, but it's not a movie. It's like what happened to George Floyd. It feels like it's going to happen again. I don't know when. But I don't know if it's going to be in the United States or it may possibly be somewhere else. But I did pick that up because I put a part 2 right next to it. I hope that does not happen. Okay, I really do, because that was just horrible. It really was. But I don't know. Okay, it did come up. So this one was interesting. This prediction I got, foster dates. The way I got it was people paying for dates or paying for, like, I guess, staged girlfriend or boyfriends or staged husbands. That will become more of a thing, which is weird. But then again, I guess if there is a lane for it, then there's a lane for it. But I just think that's kind of weird. But then again, hey, anything is possible at this point. But I call it foster dates. It may be called something else. If they're already doing this, which is possible, it's going to pick up even more, and it's not going to be like taboo. You know, it's going to possibly be more accepted. Accepted. I can't speak. Anyway, where was I going? Okay, Incredibles. Guys, can you hold off with the questions? Jesus Christ. Can you hold off just a second? I got to get to the end of the row before you guys start throwing out your questions. Just a second, okay? Anyway, so Incredibles, if you like the Incredibles, you know, with Mr. and Mr. Incredible and Dash and stuff like that, I'm getting a vibe they could be making a cartoon. I actually got a movie, but they could be making a cartoon that's going to focus specifically on Elastigirl or Mrs. Incredible. I don't know if they already did that, but that may possibly be something in the works. Now, we know how this animation business goes. This could take years because Avatar came out in 2009? They just came out with the second one last year. So, you know, it's 7 years or something like that in between time. So a long time, probably more than that, but my math is not great today. Anyway, so oh yeah, this probably goes back to Kraft because I got issues with cheese or a cheese factory. So the Kraft brand that I talked about above, this could be where this prediction comes from. Issues with the cheese or the cheese factory. Okay. Child concentration camps. I mean, those probably exist, maybe. Okay, but more news or more something going to be coming out about that. Again, I don't know why Turkey keeps coming up in my predictions, but obviously Turkey is doing something under the radar that maybe we're not paying attention to. And so, yeah, Turkey has been coming up for the last year, and every time it always seems to be tied to war or something like that. Okay, so yeah, we'll have to see. All right, so this one again, we may have to file this away in a folder of this ain't gonna exist, or this not gonna happen. R. Kelly may get released. Could be this year or 2025. I put a question mark because 2 years is a big gap, but I did get that. I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong, but we'll just have to see. Air Force One, of course, the plane they carry as the president. Engine issues, which would be weird because why would that big old Airbus be having engine issues? But hey, you never know. Okay, something tied to the Ethiopian prime minister. Now, the last time I brought up a prime minister was not good. Okay, if you guys remember that prediction a while ago, when I talked about the Japanese prime minister. And yeah. So I'll have to be watching for that. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Hopefully it's something good. Okay. Issues with PlayStation or Sony, because Sony would be the one for PlayStation. So those are some issues coming up as well, unless it's already happened. But it could be more in the future. So we'll have to see. All right. Okay. So this prediction I'm about to tell you, I don't listen to these person, I guess. I'm not really a listener of podcasts. Not really, not that many. Okay. But some sort of breaking news, like big breaking news, or some sort of major scandal will end up being reported by Behind the Velvet Rope. I've never listened to this podcast. I did look it up and I found out they're a podcast. I never listened to them. I don't even know what they really cover I mean, I don't know if they cover like everything or they cover one particular genre. I'm assuming like pop culture, but obviously they're going to be breaking news about something. And I don't even know who the person is that runs it. I don't know. Oh, hey. Okay. Hey, Foxy Moon. Welcome. Anyway, so, okay, Britney Spears. Something's going on with Britney Spears, and it feels like it's some sort of illness that it's a lot of vomiting. It's like projectile vomiting. To me, whenever I was getting the prediction, it kind of seemed like like the vomiting that maybe somebody would do if somebody's trying to perform an exorcism on them. And I'm just, speculating based off like, I guess, movie. I've been watching too many movies. I don't know how an exorcism goes. I've never sat in on one, nor do I have the want to. But that's the way I kind of picked it up. Like you're vomiting so hard like that because you're trying to get something out of your body. It's weird. Okay, so something's going on with her. I mean, I don't know if, we have an entity issue here when it comes to Britney Spears. I don't know. But that's kind of the way it came across. But they probably wouldn't put that out there in the public. I don't think they would put that out in the public if that was actually for real, because that would scare the living hell out of anybody. I'm trying to think of a good example. Oh yeah, if you guys saw my Jeffrey Dahmer video that I did, there was a part in that video where I said I kind of felt like that his parents possibly tried to take him to the church and tried to get something done on him to kind of like get the evil out of him because they knew. It kind of felt like that, I guess. Anyway, so carnivorism. I don't even know if that's a word, but heavy on the meat eating. If there's been a big wave when it pertains to vegan, now it seems like there's going to be a big wave when it pertains to some type of bizarre diet that's pretty much you're just like a carnivore, I guess. It's kind of weird, and yeah. So that may be the next thing coming up when it pertains to food. I mean, it kind of seems kind of grotesque, to be honest. It just did seem it kind of made my stomach turn a little bit, honestly, whenever I was doing the prediction for that. All right, so this may be the year of eloping. So the big weddings and stuff like that, that may be a thing of the past. Okay, so people in the wedding industry, etc., they may see a decline in business unless they find a way to, still get it done when it pertains to eloping. But I see like small weddings, people not putting that much emphasis on weddings, coming through. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a big thing. Okay, and not shockingly, maybe shockingly, especially with the younger generation, like generation, is it X or is it Z? Which one is it? I can't remember. But yes, that's going to be a big thing, I feel, with the younger generation, which, okay. So even though this pop star is long gone, he may be under investigation again, which I don't know how that's going to be possible because he's in the grave. Michael Jackson. Okay. Yes, another investigation, or it may just be something coming out about an investigation that was supposed to be done on him, or one that he was cleared of. It's coming out again. I think I talked about this last year too. So maybe they're just waiting for, I don't know, a particular time to release it. Mm-hmm. Okay, Atlas. I don't know what the hell this is about. Okay, Atlas is a map. So unless it's something else that I'm not thinking about. But either way. Okay, so maybe. Good. That's a good observation there, High Priestess. Maybe. Okay, so this one may not happen at all. Okay, once again, we're gonna have to possibly put this in the folder of it ain't probably gonna happen. But member of the royal family. Now, I didn't say which royal family because I don't know. Member of the royal family may have some sort of motorcycle or car accident. Got to be careful. Okay, but again, with this year being ruled by the chariot, car issues, plane issues is possible. Again, I have a prediction about that in just a second. Okay, Spanish conquistadors. I have no idea why that's here, but we'll see. Unless they're going to do a movie or series or something like that about it. Okay, now this one kept coming up over and over again. I actually wrote this down on page 1, but I ignored it because it doesn't make any sense. But something happening tied to the Vanguard Award. You know that award I think that they give, is it at the VMAs or something? Something coming up tied to that. Unless they, oh boy, we'll have to see. Okay, well, I need to look this up because I don't know what this is, even though I wrote it down. Ah, Spica. That's a constellation. Brightest star in the zodiacal constellation of Virgo. One of the 15 brightest in the entire sky. Hold on. Something about Spica is coming through. I don't know why. So it could be the actual star or it may be the constellation when we're talking about astrology. Hold on. Constellation. Astrology. I wonder what, I'm assuming it's on the 15th degree of Virgo, but maybe not. Spica. Okay, fixed star Virgo. No, that's not it. I guess it moves. Mm-hmm. Well, Spica this year is going to be at 24 degrees Libra. So let's go over to my trusty sheet and look at what that says. Where is it? Maybe it's on here too. No, it's not on there. Spica. Virgo, Libra, 24 degrees Libra, music, elevation, lightheaded, charm, fortunate favors. Okay, maybe there's some sort of big music star that could be coming, like super big. I don't know. I'll have to look at that one. We'll see. I'll write it down though. Oh, hold on, wrong here. Spica, 24 degrees Libra. But this honestly could represent maybe some sort of new genre of music could be coming this year that's gonna be big. Oh, that makes sense. Because that lightheaded, that makes me think of like maybe alternative rock or maybe even heavy metal or something like that. Like maybe, I don't know, grunge or I can't think of any other genre that's tied to like heavy metal besides heavy metal. Okay. But when I think about that, or like, what is it? The music that you listen to if you go to a rave, that type of music, that may be the genre that is up and coming. I think I've talked about this. 24 degrees Libra. Because that is the only genre I could think that would make you like lightheaded in a manner in terms of, I don't know. That feels like it. I feel like some type of hardcore rock. Or I can't think of the other one that's called. I need to think back to, man. There was a song that I used to play on Guitar Hero, Bulls on Parade. Who was that by? I can't think, but that's the type of vibe I'm getting from that. Anyway, so Julian Assange. I don't know much about this guy, but I got death or something happening to this one. I don't know much about him. I don't know if that's even how you say his name. Is it Assange or Assange? I don't know. Okay, so this is not shocking. Never is. Corrupt politicians, state of Virginia, Canada, North Dakota. So the northern states from me, we got some corrupt politicians running through and through. So they actually could be ousted. We'll have to wait and see on that. High priest, I have no idea what the hell EDM is. Oh, yes, but electric music. Yes. I would say that. High priestess, yes. So that kind of like that. I think she's got it, kinda, but it may be a little bit more rock. Okay. I haven't listened to her song, but I can probably say it's not exactly what I'm thinking, but it's probably close. So high priestess, yeah, it seems like it probably is more so like that, but a little bit rougher. Perfect, like Willow. Hey, I don't know, man. I could be wrong, but I don't know. She may elevate. We'll have to see. I mean, of course, we know who her parents are, so I don't know if it's just going to be parental help, maybe, or not. But it's completely different than that whip my hair, isn't it? But yeah, something like that. Okay, so this is probably, it may not happen because he has too much ego, but LeBron James may retire this year or 2024, maybe. But he has a lot of ego, so I don't know, it may not happen. Maybe not. I'm gonna put that right there. All right, so discrepancies in the money that is meant for the Department of Defense is being routed somewhere that is not supposed to be routed. Someone may actually make note of this or bring this out in the public, but we may not believe them. We may be like, that sounds like complete baloney. Okay. But yeah. You know, okay. Next page. How many pages I got? There you go. Thank you. That's okay. Yeah, Slipknot is actually a good example. Thank you. There was a drummer from a band that I'll think about it later. Anyway, so a famous child or the child of someone in government, they may fake a kidnapping or attack. It's given Jussie Smollett part 2. I really hope not, because that's nuts that you would go to that extreme. But on the other side, I was thinking of it that if it's not like they fake a kidnapping or an attack, it could be that they escaped from their famous parent because their famous parent is actually running a cult. You know, we'll have to see, but I will put that down. Escapes parents cult. We'll have to see. I have a name, but I don't think so. But you know, anyway, so I talked about misdiagnoses in a previous video. One of you guys' zodiac readings, I talked about that. It came up again. This is going to be crucial because the misdiagnosis will be tied to like heart, which is, that's not good. So yes, we're going to be looking at that. Okay, but this is another thing I picked up. Issues with teeth are going to be some sort of a reason behind some sort of an illness. Okay, so teeth issues possibly coming up more in this new year, but teeth issues with teeth actually may be a reason behind some sort of sickness or illness that somebody or people may be having. So we're going to look and see if that comes up. Trashing or vandalizing a theater. Okay, something tied to the Moscow Ballet. Trump may fold, meaning he may possibly drop out of the presidential race. We'll have to wait because, again, with the amount of ego that he has, it may not happen, but it did come up. But if you guys remember, I did do a reading on him, the astrology reading, whenever he announced, and I said the energy was saying this is not a good idea anyway. So maybe somebody tells him like this is not a good idea, Okay, so now this may be a trend. I hope not, but I actually picked up people will be abusing a mental health medication. Now this may already be happening, but if this is happening behind the scenes, now it's going to be happening more out in the open, which is not good. It's like they're using this mental health medication it's like they're using it as a hallucinogen. And I don't even know if that's even possible, but I guess it depends on the medication. I don't know. Not a doctor. All right. So this is a prediction for zodiac signs. All right. So mutable and fixed signs. So if you don't know what a mutable sign is, it's the movable ones like Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo. Mutable signs and fixed signs, of course. So we have Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. You're heading for a heartbreak. And I did not come up with this to be mean. I really didn't. It came up, I wrote it down. I'm not saying it's going to happen for every mutable or fixed sign, but some sort of heartbreak. Okay. I really do hope not, because nobody wants to go through a heartbreak because it is terrible. Speaking from experience, it is terrible. Don't like it. So yeah. Now the heartbreak may not be romantically speaking. It could be in some other way, but it could be something that happens that is just hard for you to accept, possibly. Okay. Now, this is kind of sad. The end of a lot of friendships, which sucks because you need friends. But remember, I talked about it at the beginning. If you didn't catch what I said at the beginning, I said this is going to be a year where a lot of people are going to be worrying about like themselves. And it may not be like in a malicious way. It's just a lot of people are going to be trying to find their way so they could be making decisions that only benefits, themselves. And they're not really thinking about how it's going to hurt your feelings or how it's going to hurt the next person is, So I'm not saying they're doing it maliciously. Some people may. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm just saying, okay? But that is going to be a difficult one. And not saying it can't be fixed, but something is broken and it needs to be broken apart in some sort of manner in order for clarity to come in. Okay. So if you can fix it, if it's not that bad, then try to fix it. Okay. All right. So now this is another one. Unemployment is possibly going to rise. It may get to like a 2.3 to a 3.4%. Now, I don't know what that percentage would mean on a global scale or on a big scale because, I did economics. So I'm not sure. But the way it looks pretty high, to be honest. But this could be, it increases by that amount, 2.3% or 3.4%, somewhere in between there. And I'll tell you why, because I have a prediction about this on the next page. Okay, more lies tied to crypto, specifically Bitcoin and another cryptocurrency that has the letter L in it. There's way too many cryptocurrencies in the world, so who knows what that could be. Okay. Next. What is it? I can't read my own handwriting. The fall of the entertainment community in some sort of way. Which I've been talking about this. If you guys have been listening, I have been talking about this. I think I talked about it like last month. Something like this. Jelly Belly, I absolutely agree. Mine took 6, almost 6.5. No bueno. No bueno. Okay, and I take it really hard. I really do. But once I'm over it, who cares? But anyway, so a lot of extradition is going to be going on possibly in this next year. Okay. It's weird. I talked about this at the beginning, and my next prediction says unexpected moving, unexpected closings of apartment buildings, or landlords selling the house unexpectedly, especially if you're renting. So some people may be moving unexpectedly because of, like I said, apartment building closing, or the landlord is going to be selling the house. They don't tell you about it until it's sold, and they're just like, look, you got 30 days pretty much to find a place to stay. Isn't that so just janky? Ugh, And I didn't get any particular sign that may possibly be for. But anyway, so, this is a good one. Careers for 2023 to 2027. Now, these are good careers. I wouldn't be bringing this up if they were crap. Okay. But I would say, I already talked about this, but it came up again. Virgo, careers, criminology, law enforcement, pets. So veterinarians, breeding, dog sitting is going to be a big one. I feel like more people are going to get dogs to combat loneliness. So dog sitting, pet sitting, or something tied to pets. Oh yeah, you're up next. I talked about more careers tied to Virgo. If you go back to my live that I did with it has the capital, the US Capitol on the front, and it says 2023 predictions. Look in that video because I gave a whole list, I think, in there. Okay. But anyway, health and fitness, okay, will be pretty big. It's kind of weird. I wasn't getting the fitness where it's just like bodybuilding style. I'm getting kind of like more on the softer side, I guess. Maybe like hot yoga or like Pilates Pilates, or shoot, I think they do like maybe like spin class and stuff like that. Or I know some people may take, ballet or something like that, or dance as fitness, but it doesn't give me like weightlifting and all. It doesn't really give me that. I think the world is not really going to be paying that much to that. So the softer side, if there is such a thing, the softer side of fitness, yoga is going to be big. I mean, yoga is going to be big. Okay. So whoever is in yoga, your time is coming, because it's going to be big, because people are going to be going more for like not so in your face, super competitive boxing type of stuff. I don't really get that. Yeah, it's going to be more, chill, lax type of thing. Okay. Now, this is not a good thing. There will be a decline in therapists, which is not a good thing, because we need therapists. However, it could just be, I don't know, being a therapist and having to listen to all these things that people bring to your doorstep has got to be hard. It really has, because it probably just drains the living life out of you. Okay. And all you probably want to do is just help, but it's the downside. So I think there's going to be a decline in therapists, or somewhat of a decline when it pertains to going to therapy. A lot of people are going to think, feel like, oh, I could just fix it on my own. But, oh, another one, factory work. Okay. Factory work is going to come back if it's not already here. All right. Well, that's true. That's true. That's a good point, High Priestess Tarot. That's a good point. But therapists need a job. Therapist needs a job too. Okay. It's like, hey, look here, hell, I didn't go to school all these damn years to be passed up by somebody on the YouTube. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying, okay. But anyway, so staying in high rises, what those are. Staying in high rises, I'm getting that they're going to be unsafe during this year. Okay. The energy is saying that should be closer to the ground. And the high rises. Okay. It's true. That's true. I ain't gonna argue with you about it. But the energy is saying people need to move closer to the ground. I don't know why. Okay. Now, of course, a decrease in money. Yes, the time has come. No, it's not good news. Okay. But and I just talked about the unemployment rate, so that kind of makes sense. A decrease in money. Remember, I said a lot of people are going to be trying to find themselves on a more personal, spiritual level. Okay. Which, it can be good, yes, but it can be bad in a way if you're completely forgetting that, you kind of got responsibilities. So you can't just be out here willy-nilly. But remember what I just said. This is going to be a year where a lot of people ain't really going to be worrying about if you are being affected by their decisions or not. They just don't care. But, maybe it's a subconscious thing. I don't know. It's a lack. What's the word? A lack of self-awareness. That's what it is. All right. So not a lot of change in careers compared to 2022 or 2019. So if there was a lot of change last year in terms of careers and stuff like that, changing jobs, I don't think that's going to be happening this year. Okay. My opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. Okay. And I think about the careers that I said that would be big for 2023 to 2027. Virgo is an earth sign. So this is not just a career that somebody started last week. No. Oh yeah, Virgo special. Yeah, because Virgo is a specialist. You just don't become a specialist overnight. That doesn't work. So these careers that will be doing good are normally going to be, people are going to be doing good in these careers if they've been in them for some time, because you've grown that expertise. You've became that specialist, you know what I mean? Clairvoyance, clairaudience, that's on the list. I don't think tarot is a Virgo thing. I don't know. I haven't looked. I don't think it's a Virgo thing. But yes. So the trend or the energy could be dying down where people can just step into a space, who knows, like spirituality or something like that, and you just found out about it last month and thrive. Oh no, you got to prove yourself. That could be good because it's going to weed out the dusties. Okay, it's going to weed them out. But anyway, so now this, hang on to your wig. I mean, mine, mine's on, but I don't know about you. So it's really not that bad. Witchcraft, I mean, it is bad, but it ain't that bad. Witchcraft rituals will be going up. So remember I just said, you're going to be weeding out the dusties, okay? Now these people may be moving over to the dark side of the moon, doing rituals and stuff. Like, this is going up, people. But a lot of it, I mean, this could be going up because remember what I said, the entertainment industry is going through changes, falls. So I kind of feel like people will be going to witches and stuff like that, spellcasters, because they still want to be able to be at the top. So there will probably be a lot of witcheroo going on in the universe, possibly next year. I wouldn't even be surprised if we can put love spells on there, which you guys know how I feel about that. But I mean, I'm just not going to be, I would be surprised if something comes out and they're just like, or somebody who possibly does love spells, they could be like, wow, I'm just so busy this year and I really don't understand why. Yeah. So I can see the Chariot kind of being like a free will type of thing if you think about it. But like I said, the energy on the ground feels like people are going to be trying to bend, screw up free will. I don't know how to possibly say that correctly, but it's just not good. It's not good. It never ends well. Okay. It may be good at first, but it never ends well. You got to think about the final outcome doing stuff like that, in my opinion. Okay. All right. So the rise of the Nepo baby or the well-connected. Okay. So pretty much, I'd said this before as well. Unless you are ridiculously connected in the industry, and I mean, pretty well connected, you might as well forget about it. And I'm not saying it to be mean. It's just going to be way too difficult because, again, things are moving and shape. It's just not going to be the same. It's gonna turn into a members only jacket type of energy. Okay. Like, did your mom or dad pass down their members only jacket to you? Okay, fine. You can come in. But if you just came out of nowhere and we don't know who you are, we don't know who your parents are, where is your members only jacket? Where is your member ID? If you don't have one of those, you can't get in. I feel like they're going to start to close their circle more. Remember I said a couple months ago, I said you may see people or celebrities who've been out there, you may see them returning to a sense of normalcy because it's like they're getting kicked out the club. We'll have to see about that. Anyway. Well, I don't think anyway, stalking. I hate that. Stalking, if that came up. But the United States is stalking someone like it's an ex. Is weird. But there is somebody that the United States is stalking really, really tough. I don't know if this person is like somewhat of a threat to national security or what, but I felt it's almost like I can see the drone, like they're on somebody hot, whoever this person is. They seem really important, so I don't know who they are. But yes. Hoarding resources is going to be more of a thing. More people will move their money out of banks and just go with cash. So we'll have to see if the banks will come out with a report about that. Like, banking was down like, who knows, 8% in 2023 because people just don't trust the bank anymore. It could be like that. Castle Dracula, who knows what that's about? Okay, so here's the one. This is a good one. I like this one. This is more so for me, I think. Vampire, demons, demonic entity movies or books are coming. So somebody is going to write an 8-series book unless it's already out. And they will be big. I mean, big. I don't know if it's J.K. Rowling big. I don't know, but they're going to be big. So congratulations to them. I don't know if they're listening, whatever. But I feel like it's going to be a good series. So we'll have to see. Now this is probably, I don't think this is going to be true, but there may be rumors surrounding a Supreme Court justice that they may be gay or they may be bisexual. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to happen. We'll have to see, unless it's their partner. Anyway, car dealerships, a drop in sales by 5%. You know, people are moving away from car dealerships. More people could be keeping their cars further past, you know, the time to trade them in or to get a good amount. They may keep them until it's completely paid off, or they may just go a different route where they don't have to deal with salesmen. Now this is weird. I don't remember writing this down. More drinking. Oh yeah, I did write this down. More drinking, and well, you may see people moving back home with their mother or father or both parents. I talked about this a while ago as well, where I said you may see more people, more families living together under the same roof. Should be starting next year, possibly. Not saying everybody's going to do this. I don't know. All right, couple more and then I'll take questions. All right, yep, here it is. Entertainers will be doing a lot of witchcraft. Oh, be ready. It's probably already happening, but it's going to increase. And maybe this time they're not going to be hiding it. Maybe it's going to be so in your face where it's going to be like, so I did it. I don't care. What I say? It never ends well. Anyway, robotics and companies will be taking over. Something about a meteor. And I wrote this in capital letters, laziness. This is a cooling off year because remember, this past year, 2020, was the year of the hustler, to have multiple jobs, do multiple things. But some of you, it may be backwards. This may be your hustling year. Maybe last year was your cooling off year. But for the vast majority of people, energetically speaking, last year was the year of the hustler. This year was like, you know, just doesn't feel like there's going to be a lot going on if we're talking about like money or career. My opinion, not saying it's going to be true. All right, we're done. Questions. I know some of you guys can't wait to give a question, and I hope it's a good one or I'm going to skip it. So if you guys have any questions that you have, I'm only going to take a couple and then we're going to call it a day. I don't think we can do 3 hours worth of a live today. Unless somebody already gave a question, maybe. Oh, I did say, told you some of you. I think I already talked about it though before I had a chance to get to the question. Hey, Carl, welcome. Where'd it go? Oh, Lord Jesus, High Priestess. I'm going to have to make you delete that comment. A stellium. I'm still learning, to be honest, about the stellium. So I want to give you something incorrect about that. I'm still learning about that, about what exactly does it mean. Does it mean it's just a true expression of that energy with all those planets in there, or what? I'm still learning about that. I don't want to give you the wrong answer on that, to be honest. Okay. So High Priestess, I'll have to get back to you on that one whenever I learn some more, because you know, you can get an answer and then you see something somewhere else and it's a different answer. So that's my dilemma at the moment. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, I have to find it. We're going to try not to put that out in the atmosphere. The one about, what's his face? King, that one. I'm trying to put that one out there. Yeah, this one. I don't know if I can. Yeah, just delete that one, if you don't mind. That's a little rough. That's a little rough. Seriously, I hope not, because that was a bad way to go. But yes. Oh, Ice Mocha. Yeah. My channel's a little bit blank, but it's okay. No, it's okay, High Priestess. I mean, I have no problem with it, but but yes, I am going to make the playlist. So you guys have to give me like maybe until the end of the night after this video ends, and then you can go through and look at the playlist and look at the videos that I have on there. Okay, I still have all my videos. Oh, I wasn't talking about that type of question. I mean questions when we're talking about world predictions. I've been more specific. Okay. No, we're not going to turn this into I should have been more specific, guys. We're not going to turn this into a live about y'all. I don't have no problem talking about y'all, but this is not the live for that. Okay. And you guys probably missed it whenever I said, oh, I'm done giving free readings with tarot over on the live. I can't do it anymore. North Node. No. But High Priestess, maybe my eyes are, maybe I'm going blind. I don't know. High Priestess, for this year, maybe you should check your moon. Moon. Check your moon. I would say check your moon because it's a moon year. To me. Okay, check your moon. Jelly Belly. Will Ireland get through the bad rain this winter? Oh, hey, no. Nobody ever asked that question about Ireland. Okay, let's see. Hey, how bad is it? Yeah, it will. Oof. Might got like a couple more months, by the way. I don't know why I'm picking up something tied to hail or something like that, but some sort of structural damage could possibly be coming through. This may be possibly towards the end, unless it already happened. I'm addressing Jelly Belly's question about Ireland. So it could be another 6 more weeks. And I'm picking up like somebody, or maybe, I don't know, family being displaced or somebody having to move in some sort of regard because of like the damage or something that it is doing. Yes. So Jelly Belly, yes, they will, but not without some sort of damage, though. Yeah. Karina, I'm assuming you heard what I said. Yes. All right. Moon is in the 8th house, Aries, 12 degrees. Moon 8th house is normally what, a Scorpio house? So let's see. Oh, dang it. 12 degrees. Feels like, I don't know why it kind of makes me want to say power hungry in some sort of a way, or there's something with power that you could be dealing with in this particular year, but it could be one of those things where it's learning not to abuse your power unless someone may possibly be trying to do that to you, trying to like abuse their power over you in some sort of a way. You know what I'm saying? Yep, see, that makes sense. The 12th degree of Aries is a degree where you get rewards, but it's also a degree of suffering, okay? And also endurance, so and honors. So you have to like endure, you have to get through something, okay? And then of course with it being in the 8th, 8th house themes are what? Like, death, inheritance, divorce is an 8th house thing. So it may be from divorce or some sort of a breakup. Okay. So it could be one of those things where you're kind of like down and then you rise up in a way after it's all said and done. But it does feel like there's going to be like a power struggle or a power dynamic issue that you may be having with someone when it pertains to this year. Karina, I just saw your question immediately, even though I haven't seen the other one. Should you start saving? I would say yes. I did say I see more people will be moving their money out of the bank. So I would probably say yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. They just put a little bit to the side. You know what I'm saying? Not just completely emptying out the whole cup. No, I'm not saying that. You know, a little bit at a time. Okay, I'm going back up, people. How do you, okay, great question. So if you need to strengthen like Rika, she said that how do you strengthen a weak moon? You would do things associated with sign. So for example, I don't know, you have, I don't know, I guess a moon in Aries. Okay. We know Aries does good when it comes to like physical stuff. We know Aries does good when it pertains to going after their passions. Okay. We know, what else is tied to Aries? Shoot. What else? I think Aries, is Aries the entrepreneur? It may be. So maybe even an example, if it was an Aries, like working on your own business or coming up with a business plan, not necessarily saying you're actually going to do it, but doing things like that can help you strengthen it. So whatever sign it's in, do the strengths of that sign. Every sign has a strength. Okay. You just have to look them up because I don't know them all off the top of my head. So don't ask me. Aries also is the face, right? The head. So maybe a strength of Aries could be, I don't know, maybe selfie, taking pictures of yourself or something like that. Shoot, who knows? Maybe modeling or something, you know? Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that question. Moon in weak square to Uranus. What does this mean for you this year, the Cat Moon? Don't ask me that. I'm still working on aspects. Okay. But the same advice would go for you in terms of how you strengthen your moon, since your moon is at fall in Capricorn. You need to do Capricornian things to help like strengthen it. Okay. Don't make me pull out the list. It's on my website. But that moon square, I'll look it up in a second, but I don't know off the top of my head. I haven't learned that yet. Planning, because Capricorn is about structures. Okay. So planning, not just going with the flow, not just jumping your ass in water and like, okay, I hope I know how to swim, even though I never knew how to swim. Not one of those. Okay. So having a structure, I would say having a plan, making sure you are not pissing off your bosses or authority figures this year. That won't go in your favor. Okay. But really patience, being patient with yourself, being patient. Time, because Capricorn is time. So, don't be so hard on yourself, probably, we could say about that one. Okay, with the Capricorn moon. But let me see. Moon square. Let's see. Yeah, that makes sense, because that makes sense what I just said. Moon square Uranus can be one where you're struggling to focus. Too unpredictable, but this also can make you resentful. Yeah. So that goes exactly what I just said. Having a plan, being more structured, okay, even though it may not like it, you don't have the time to be unpredictable this year. May need to save that until the next year, okay? Give yourself time to think through decisions and stuff like that, okay? What a question. I don't know. Well, hold on. There's another question that I skipped. Oh, Karina, you want to know? I don't think the house is going to crash. You're going to have to wait. No. You're going to have to wait. Ooh, wow. Ooh, you got a while. before that even happens, in terms of them going down to a reasonable price, it's almost feeling like it may be closer to the next decade. I hope not, because that's too far. But this is going to be a long haul. So is it going to crash right now? I get a no, Karina. Will it eventually? Yes. Death is a slow ending. But the thing is, you don't know how much time is going to take for the ending to actually happen. It could take 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 13 years, you know. So you got some time before that housing situation happens. 2027 to 2029. So, yep. In terms of where the housing prices are going to be great. So I say you need to wait still. Where are you? Yolanda, you want to know, will Baltimore have a high murder rate this year? Well, Jupiter has popped into Aries, so we can't remember that. It just moved out of retrograde from what? Pisces. Now it's direct in Aries, and I think it's at 0 degree or the 1 degree. I don't know. This time it may go to theft instead of murder. That may rise. But we'll have to see. Ooh. Yep. Theft. Grand larceny. Murder rate is still going to be up there, but it feels like something else is going to come through and be higher than that. Yeah, the politicians in Baltimore really don't want anything about it. You see this? See that King of Swords right there next to that 5 of Cups with the Death card in reverse? They really don't want to do anything about it. That's the issue. I don't know how much longer they got in office. So that's it's like a yes or no. It's like a yes and no. Yep, Yolanda is going to get higher. Moon in 405. What are those numbers? Okay, hold on. Talked about that. Oh, Christine, I did not see your question. I'm glad I stopped scrolling because I knew I saw another question. So, will China and the vid affect the world? All right. Let's see. When does Jupiter? I don't know about that. Jupiter is in Aries, right? Hold on. Oof. Something could be happening whenever the sun moves into Aries, which would be what? March? Yeah. It's a couple months from now. No, because it's like false. Is that the word? It's like false imprisonment in some sort of way when it pertains to China. You know, because this is the first thing that came out. 9 of Wands. You can see it right there. 9 Wands. Yep, that's like the first thing that came out. It's literally like false imprisonment where they're at. You can't go anywhere, especially with that Knight of Wands in reverse. So they're really trying for it not to affect the other parts of the world. Okay, so from what I'm seeing here, the cards are saying it's a no. The government, I guess China's government or maybe other governments are about to implement some sort of restriction when it pertains to people in China. And also, this is weird. I mean, this feels a little bit inhumane, but for some reason, I get this vibe of maybe the Chinese government restricting something when it pertains to like drinking or when it comes to sharing like drinks. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Things should get better for China. It feels like June. Okay. That's when things should possibly start to ease up. But right now, they are definitely taking the not humane approach when it pertains to trying to control this. Like government sanctions are coming unless it's coming from another country, like I said. But yes. You know, oddly enough, the energy here when it pertains to China, allegedly, China has had to give up, pay out some sort of money because the energy is saying, please forgive us. We're sorry. Like they did something wrong and they've had to pay money for something that they did wrong. I don't want to say it, but maybe some of you know what I'm thinking. Yeah, they screwed up pretty bad. And they've had to pay out, or they're about to have to pay out money, a big amount of money. That's for sure. Okay, maybe to a couple different countries or to somebody, because like, we're sorry. We did not mean for it to go that way, even though we meant to do it. Oh dear. Yes. But another thing as well, hate to say it, population control may possibly be what they are doing right now, because the energy here from them is saying they have way too many families. Like it's way too many people. And I know that probably is just tad as, like I said, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's fine. Okay. But that's the way it's coming across. Like it's overcrowded or something. So the energy comes through to me where it's just like, well, let them die. That's fine. We got too many damn people anyway. But this is in China. I'm not talking about here. Okay. This is in China. But it's weird because there the energy is coming through, like the citizens accept that politicians have did this. Wow, they are just, it's almost like they might as well be under mind control or something like that. It's almost like they accept the fact that their politicians would try to like kill them off or something like that. It's weird. But yeah, China definitely comes through as the what? This is at the bottom of the deck. Can't trust the devil. Look at almost. Never mind. Yeah, look at this. China is going to China. Wheel of Fortune reverse, the devil upright. China is going to China. Okay. This feels little kid soldiers to me. That may be something that they have going on as well that we don't necessarily know. Oh, see, I don't know these things because I ain't looking up China rules. I did not know that. Christine, thank you for letting me know that. I did not know. 2 kids to a family. Yeah, man, it's getting out of control. Will Minneapolis ever come back from George Floyd? Karina, you already know. I'm not gonna answer that question, Karina. I'm not going to answer that question because I don't know. Let's see. Will Minneapolis ever come back from the George Floyd trauma? Okay. I get a yes, not before a lot of money is taken off of the table or not before a lot of money is lost. See, the energy, okay. The energy that I'm getting here, Minneapolis, now I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow or maybe even this year, but they're going to go through a time period where the rise of the younger activists is going to push through, and that is going to help the city a lot. Okay. Now, this may not be until 2025, but either way, I do get yes. They may get a younger mayor, governor, or something like that. But yeah, somebody younger is coming through, but it's a good thing. It is a good thing. But first, there's a lot of money that has to be lost first. But yes, yeah. Woo, poverty is going to get pretty bad if it's not already. Yeah, look at that. King of Pentacles in reverse and Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, poverty is going to get really bad if it's not already. But it feels like it's going to get worse. Okay. But the energy is in favor of, yes, things getting better. But it's going to be kind of hard to believe that because of the things that will be going on. It will seem like there's no way this is getting better. This is just terrible. But it's just like you got to give it time. Page of Wands. A lot of Baltimore. Minneapolis has a lot of bullies, okay, that need to be moved around, and it's just going to take time for that to happen. Okay. You know, honestly, yesterday I did think about JFK Jr. because I was like, or maybe I was thinking about John F. Kennedy, whichever the one allegedly was sleeping with Marilyn Monroe. I was thinking about that. Like, I mean, it would probably just be kind of wrong, maybe, to do a composite chart on JFK and Marilyn Monroe. But a part of me is intrigued, and I probably shouldn't be because it's probably pretty bad. But a part of me is intrigued, to be honest, about that particular relationship, if there was one. But anyway, so Christine, you want to know, what will the United States relationship with Cuba be like this year? Okay. Oh, what did that want to come out? Let's see. The United States is a Cancer, yes. I don't know what Cuba is in terms of zodiac sign. What is Cuba? I don't know. Let's see in the book of rulership. Cuba. They may not have it in here, but I'm going to look anyway. Cuba. No, not Cuba Gooding Jr. Just kidding. No, it's not in here. Wait, hold on. No, it's not in here. Cuba's not in here. I don't know what zodiac sign Cuba is. Either way, let's see. I don't know if the United States has possibly already changed something, if there's a current deal that we have with Cuba. But if there is a current deal that we have with Cuba, I feel like the United States is either going to go back on its word or is going to change something that is not going to benefit Cuba. Unfortunately, the cards are kind of saying that there's not really going to be a lot of change that's going to come to Cuba, even in the future. It kind of feels like things are going to be sort of like the way they are now. And I only say that because it's not on the side of significant change, progress to make it better. Yeah. How many criminals are in Cuba? Oh my God, it feels like it's overrun in some sort of a manner. Like that's really what's driving it down. The criminals, or could be drug lords or something like that, or really the prisons. It feels like, based on what I've seen here, and I don't know anything about Cuban prisons, but it seems like it's so bad and also so corrupt from what I'm seeing here because of this Eight of Swords, the Death card, and the Devil on the side of Cuba, just from what I'm seeing here. You see, this is the funny thing. Even though the United States may be changing something possibly in the future when it pertains to an agreement that we have with Cuba, Cuba is also lying about something. So both of these two countries are keeping things from one another that probably is important, that should be known, but it's like they both don't trust each other, but somehow, some way, we're allies, I guess. Yeah, Cuba is lying, but it could be they may necessarily be being honest about how bad. What are the AIDS numbers or HIV numbers in Cuba? For some reason, this may increase. Because I don't know why. It kind of is coming across that way. Oh, prostitution, Lord Jesus, is running rampant through Cuba. Running rampant. Maybe that's where the corruption, comes through as well, because you're sending in, you get the point. It's just not good. Yeah, it's weird. It's like I don't know if Cuba is trying to make it seem like that, what, we're just trying to be a team player. We're trying, no, they're not. They're not trying to be a team player at all. It's almost like they know that they're corrupt, but they're kind of just like, okay, yeah, we're corrupt, but at least we're not trying to hide the fact that we're corrupt. It's so weird. They don't trust each other whatsoever, in my opinion. Okay, there is something that the United States is supposed to be sharing with Cuba. Okay, something is supposed to be shared from the US to them, but the US is not handing it over. I don't think it's money, though. I just don't think it's money from what I'm seeing here. Honestly, I don't know if this is true. There may be a woman in the United States that possibly the Cuban government is looking for, and maybe the United States is aware, but they're not trying to turn her over. I don't know who this woman would be, but obviously she is of somewhat of an importance, because in some sort of a manner is coming through like the United States is protecting whoever this woman is. Okay. Oh, you guys don't get me started. You guys know I love history, which I think history is just so earth to me, and I can go there. I can go there. Don't get me started now. This will turn into hours and hours. Oh boy. I like that type of history, I guess. Maybe I'm weird, but I don't know. It's interesting. Oh, Jasmine, thank you. I did not know that. Foxy. See, I didn't know that either. I've learned like 5 things today. Okay. I don't know. It feels like there's somebody that the United States has, that the Cuba is like, we need that person back. But the United States is playing dumb. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have that person. Why would we have that person? That's crazy. They are not trying to give her up. Okay. I mean, let's be honest. If she, Bonnie and Clyde, that is a good one. If she goes back, she ain't gonna make it through the door. I mean, she won't make it off of the plane or whatever. She's just not gonna, or whoever this woman is, she ain't gonna make it. Okay. They're gonna take her down. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a good place to raise a family, Cuba. And normally, but honestly, between the two energies, the energy is actually saying that Cuba is darker than the United States. I don't know. I don't know who this woman is either way, but that's the way it's coming across. Okay. They're like saying that Cuba is more dark than the US, which honestly, the US is pretty dark. So you got to be pretty damn dark, okay, to be on this side of the table. But so I don't know what these two have going on, but you see how this Hierophant and this sun turned up upright right next to each other. I mean, look, it's just going to continue on and on and on and on and on. Okay. Even though they don't really like each other, they have to work with each other. So this is a long-standing relationship to the end of time, never going to go anywhere. Even if behind the scenes they're cutting each other's hearts out, it don't matter. Well, it's possible that Cuba probably got some of that money for COVID relief from the United States. It is possible, but who knows? Okay. And Cuba doesn't have anything to do with Joe Biden. That's another thing. Not in a good way. It's almost like they're waiting for him to die. Yeah. It's like an evil stepsister. Weird. Bonnie died. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Whoever this person is, they ain't having it. They're like, no way. Even if they offer whatever they try to offer, they're not trying to take it. So I don't know what they got going on. See, I don't know these things. That's why you guys are here. You're my backup. You're my backup because I don't know a lot of this stuff. Okay. Oh, Foxy, hey, that's cool. I didn't know that. Oh, see, I didn't know that either. Y'all saying JFK did sleep? Oh, that's Faxy. I didn't know that. I thought it was just speculation. Well, shuck. Should I do a reading on that? I kind of want to because I'm kind of nosy. But I just think she was doomed. I think personally, my opinion, she was doomed from the get-go. They hung her out there to die to pretty much be an escort. My opinion, I'm not saying I'm right, but that's how I feel about the situation. So I don't know if I should do a composite chart on the J to the F to the K, and Maryland to the Mon to the Rho. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like she was used and abused, honestly. And that's unfortunate because everybody failed her, even her own parents, mother, whoever, they failed her. Okay, see if you guys have any other questions before we call this, because we're running on 2 hours, and yep. Oh, alien existence. Okay, that's weird. Let's see, High Priestess. I don't know, man. Whoa. Now that's odd. I'm not saying this, by the way. I'm not saying this because I think me saying this would just sound bonkers, okay? But the energy that's coming across in this King of Cups and the Devil, it feels like a lot of people in power can be considered aliens. I don't know. Okay, I'm not saying it. The cards are saying it. Because to me, it just don't make no sense. Okay. So the cards are kind of coming across like they're already walking among us, but maybe we just aren't paying attention to them. Like I said, that sounds crazy to me. I'm not saying it. I just want to put that out there. Okay. Woo. Okay, alien. It kind of makes you think of Men in Black too. Or is it the first one? Maybe it's the first one. Either way, they're both good. You said this year, right? I have no idea. I haven't seen one. But apparently the cards are saying that technically we just don't know that it is an alien. It don't make sense to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay. So yeah, that's what they're saying. Okay, we'll give it to them. We start. So the question was, will we start seeing more aliens since this year? High Priest, I'm gonna say a no. And here's why I'm gonna say a no. Because maybe the human eye won't allow, well, maybe as humans we won't really allow ourselves to believe that we actually can see them. I hope that makes sense. It's just like you can see it, but then you're just like, no, that's not true. That would, kind of like that. Okay. So I'm gonna say a no, but in reality, it feels like it's a yes, actually. Like there will be more sightings, but it's still giving me the energy of like, wait a minute, did I just, no, that would never happen. That's the type of way that's the way it comes across to me. Okay. Yes. But like I said, the cards are saying they're already walking among us, but I really don't know who these aliens would be. Honestly, I don't know who they would be, but apparently we already see them, but we don't see them. But that just goes back to what I just said. You can see it and be like, nah, that's crazy as hell. No. Shoot, maybe you're an alien. I don't know. Ooh. Allegedly, they're occupying the entertainment spaces. Allegedly. But, allegedly. Occupying the entertainment spaces and taking over real estate for some reason. I don't even know if that's possible, Jelly Belly, to be honest. Okay, now y'all are going to deep space, and I don't know. Jelly Belly, I don't know if that is possible. Sharon, you ain't lying about that, to be honest. Honestly, I was feeling like it was more so politicians, but the cards are saying more so entertainment, but hell, it could be politicians. I was getting more so political people in power, but yes, that's just me. Okay. I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna argue with you. If you say that's what you are, that's fine. Shit, if you said you're a dog, who the fuck am I to tell you you're not a dog? Okay? I don't know. Oh goodness. Karina, I don't know. Are aliens related to the Latin pyramids? I didn't even know Latin pyramids were a thing. Okay, I had no idea. You guys are too deep in the trenches for me. I'm so surface level. I am so surface level, okay? Oh, I'm not alien because I'm like, what? Okay. Shoot. You see, that's why I don't talk. When somebody asks me a question, because I do struggle with pronouns, I ain't gonna lie to you. Somebody asks me a question, I'll be like, yeah. Or everybody is just, when that comes to I'm like, okay, they, I just stick with that. I mean, I know it's probably wrong, but Jesus, it's so much to remember. And I really do try I really do. And a lot of times I just don't talk because I don't have time to get it wrong. So I just be like, yeah, okay. Okay. It's so hard. Okay. But an alien would probably not have that problem. So that's why I know I'm just probably not an alien. Okay. It's just so hard. Okay. Seriously. You should see my face. I'm like, just nod. Nobody really is going to say anything about a nod. Just nod. Be like, yeah. Okay. Oh, geez. I don't think I could do a chart on aliens, honestly, because I wouldn't even know where to get that information. I mean, I guess I could do a predictive astrology chart on that, but how would that work? I don't know if that would even work, people. I think our hands are tied on that one, Karina, to be honest. Our hands are tied. Okay. Yeah, Sharon, good question. Yeah, High Priestess, me and Sharon want to know, are you talking about the Empire State Building? What are we talking about here? I mean, come on. Area 51 is more than likely a thing. That's fine. Can you imagine? How aliens got to exist? Those fighter jets, or doesn't the United States have like a jet that is like, is it invisible or is just super fast? I mean, come on, what human is making that with that? I mean, come on, my opinion. But anyway, the other day I finally saw Top Gun. I didn't see the first one. But the other day I did see Top Gun Maverick, and I'm not really a Tom Cruise fan. Unfortunately, he sold me over on this one, but I'm still not a fan of him. But it was good. So I'll give him that. But he ain't getting shit else from me because, Tom Cruise is into Scientology, which I just don't agree. I think it's the most bizarre thing in the world. But yes. But anyway, people, so it's been nice. It's 2 hours later. I will keep this one up and I will work on the playlist of the other predictions. Okay. I appreciate you guys for sticking around through the duration of this live. It was fun as usual. Okay. And I will see you guys on the next stream.